When justice becomes absolute isolation. In lands believed to be the freest in the world, there still exist places untouched by light, unmoved by time, where the human mind is imprisoned in eternal, frozen silence. These aren't merely prisons, they are isolated universes where justice transforms into an inescapable chain. Today, 5W Explore invites you on a journey through the 5 most brutal prisons in America. Places where even the devil would tread carefully. Before uncovering the secrets of each prison, make sure to subscribe to 5W Explore and join us on the journey. ADX Florence, the Alcatraz of the Rockies. ADX Florence, isolated amidst Colorado's arid landscape, is the embodiment of absolute isolation in the American penal system. Built at a cost of $60 million, it was designed to house the most dangerous criminals, spies, terrorists, and drug lords. Nicknamed the Alcatraz of the Rockies, ADX is a place where even the concept of freedom is crushed. Each cell is only 7 square meters, made of solid concrete, with a slit window barely offering a glimpse of gray sky. Inmates like Robert Hansen, the infamous spy, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and El Chapo, the legendary drug kingpin, are confined here. They live in harsh cycles, 23 hours in solitary confinement, 1 hour in a recreation yard, a cage smaller than their cells. Meals are slid through a slot. There is no human contact. No sound. Just suffocating silence. ADX is designed to break the will. With 1-meter-thick walls, 24/7 surveillance, and automated locking systems, escape is impossible. Isolation here tortures not just the body, but the mind. Some inmates start talking to walls to remain sane, while others sink into depression or madness. One former guard said, "At ADX, time isn't the enemy, silence is what kills them." Despite criticism for its extreme conditions, ADX is still considered essential for containing national threats. Yet the question lingers: is justice being served? Or is this just cruelty in disguise? USP Marion, Maze of Silence. Located in rural Illinois, USP Marion was once the strictest maximum security prison in the U.S., before ADX Florence took that title. Opened in 1963 to replace the legendary Alcatraz, Marion was initially meant to combine tight security with limited social interaction. But everything changed in 1983. After 2 guards were murdered by coordinated inmates, the prison imposed 23-hour lockdowns across the board, becoming the first U.S. prison to implement a full-time, supermax model. Cells were cold concrete boxes, windowless, soundless. Prisoners lived in complete isolation, eating, sleeping, and existing under fluorescent lights that never turned off. Communication with the outside world was nearly non-existent, letters strictly screened. Visits highly restricted. Notorious names held here include Thomas Silverstein, a prison killer kept in solitary for over 30 years, and John Gotti, the flamboyant mafia boss reduced to nothing in isolation. Marion was built not just to punish the body, but to break the mind. Many former inmates described the sensation of being buried alive. One said, "At Marion, you don't live, you become part of the wall." Though no longer a full supermax, Marion's legacy remains, a nightmare that defined America's harshest incarceration philosophy. Pelican Bay, the living tomb of forgotten souls. Hidden among the thick pine forests near the California-Oregon border, Pelican Bay State Prison is unlike any other. Opened in 1989, it was specifically designed to hold America's most dangerous inmates, gang leaders, murderers, and those deemed beyond reform. At the heart of Pelican Bay is the Security Housing Unit, SHU, a place sunlight rarely touches. Cells in the SHU measured 2.5 by 3.5 meters, windowless. Colorless. The only light comes from a fluorescent bulb burning 24/7. Inmates are confined 22 to 24 hours a day, with no physical contact or visual connection to others. Terrifyingly, most inmates end up in the SHU not for new crimes, but simply for suspected gang ties or refusing to inform. Many spend decades in isolation. Inmates speak of deteriorating sanity, hallucinations, paranoia, and relentless nightmares. One wrote, "I forgot how to touch another human. I don't know if I'm still a person." Others confessed to speaking to insects or walls, just to feel less alone. Pelican Bay has been at the center of major human rights lawsuits, especially after mass hunger strikes in 2011 to 2013 protesting indefinite SHU confinement. California was forced to reform its policies, but Pelican Bay's legacy of psychological torment endures. This isn't just a place of punishment. It's a machine that grinds away at human identity, a prison. Or perhaps a living grave? Rikers Island, the island of chaos. In the heart of modern, dazzling New York City, Rikers Island is a world apart, a symbol of violence, injustice, and despair, covering 1.7 square kilometers with 10 facilities. It houses around 7,000 inmates and employs 1,500 staff. But the horror of Rikers lies not in its size, but in what happens inside. Shockingly, most detainees have not been convicted. They're simply awaiting trial, sometimes for years, because they can't afford bail. In the meantime, they endure an environment rife with abuse, neglect, and psychological damage. Cells are overcrowded and filthy, infested with vermin. Fights erupt daily, between inmates or with guards. A 2014 DOJ report revealed that over 40% of inmates had been physically abused, mostly young, often people of color. The most tragic case is Khalif Browder, a 16-year-old arrested for allegedly stealing a backpack. With no evidence and no trial, he spent 3 years at Rikers, much of it in solitary. After release, he took his own life due to lasting trauma. His story rocked the nation. Though NYC pledged to shut down Rikers by 2027 and replace it with smaller, humane centers, delays continue. Rikers isn't just a prison. It's a magnifying glass for America's broken justice system, pre-trial detention, institutional violence, and racial inequality. Freedom here is withheld not for guilt, but for poverty and invisibility. Louisiana State Penitentiary, Angola. The modern slave plantation. Nestled deep in Louisiana's rural backlands, Angola Prison is the largest in the U.S., a sprawling 73 square kilometers complex once used as a slave plantation. Its name comes from the African nation from which many enslaved people were brought. Today, Angola holds nearly 5,000 inmates, most of whom are black and serving life without parole. There's even a cemetery on site, as few will ever leave. Despite modern reforms and programs, Angola retains the imagery of forced labor. Inmates work daily in cotton and vegetable fields under armed guards on horseback, a haunting echo of the 19th century. Though technically not slaves, prisoners are paid mere cents per hour. The prison functions like a small town, with churches, schools, a hospital, and even a daycare. But many are here due to crimes committed in youth, or because they lacked resources for fair trials. Angola once gained notoriety for its rodeo, where inmates performed for the public in dangerous bull riding events, seen by many as exploitative. Angola doesn't just incarcerate the body, it cages history, race, and identity. It forces us to confront how America reconciles its past of slavery with its present justice system. Justice or oblivion? These prisons don't merely lock people away, they bury memories, humanity, and hope. ADX Florence, Marion, Pelican Bay. Rikers, Angola. Each name a dark chapter in the story of justice and punishment. And perhaps, the real question is, are we reforming crime, or just burying it forever? Thank you for watching this journey with 5W Explore. Subscribe for more stories, where history, truth, and shadows walk side by side.